Emmanuel Oshobaja. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Please let's be seated, please. Brother Shola, thank you so much. And Sister Shola, don't worry. So we actually grew up together, myself and him, and he's just maybe 2 hours older than me. We were born same month. He was born May 23rd. I was born May 24th. So we know ourselves for many years. So I'm grateful to be here. Pastor, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for inviting us, myself and my brother in the business. My namesake also, Mr. Taiwo. Thank you so much. And then I think when I got here, I came in when Pastor was preaching. I almost want to turn back. Like, what he was saying was too powerful for me that I was like, are you sure I should speak after this sermon? I sat down and I was just connecting with it. I like everything he said. It was one of his sermons I think really encouraged me again today. Thank you so much, Pastor. God bless you, sir. And then Mr. Taiwo came up and he said, while he was seated, he was thinking also that, don't let me be the one that will take over after Pastor. Same thing I was thinking. I don't want to be the one after Pastor too, because after that powerful sermon, you just want to pray and end the day, and all of us will go to our different activity. But we're grateful to God for the privilege, and also to the church for all of you that have been here. Thank you so much for your time. All right, so I'm just going to quickly go into, I'll ask you one question first. Why are you here? You don't need to answer me. Just think in your mind. Why are you here? Why are you not at home? Why are you not maybe out there, hanging out, relaxing, doing your thing? If you can answer that question in your mind, you will know why it's important for you to give your best in the things of God. If you can answer that question in your mind. I'm going to start. I remember Brother Taiwo started by saying he was seated in the church, and the Spirit of God asked him, where are you seated? And he said, in the church. But later got to know that it's not just in the church, but he was sitting with the crowd. And that's where God wants him to be, to use the crowd, tell the story of God through that crowd. Because some persons are so blessed. If you see when the pastor was preaching, you will know he's blessed to be here. You will know he's anointed to be here. He's anointed to preach to you. He's anointed to do miracles. That is why he's called. For somebody like us, we were not called that way. We were called differently. I remember one time in India, Pastor Chris sent a message to me in India. And he said they want to make me a pastor of a city called Goa in India. And I sent a message back to Pastor Chris. I said, I am so honored, but I am not called to be a pastor. I told him, I don't want to lie to myself. Oh, if you know how Goa is, you can just go online and check. It's a big city of India. That's where you have the foreigners based in India. It's a very rich, beautiful city. But I said, no, God did not call me. I don't want to call myself. But the only place God called me into, I realized that place when I was in the university. I was asking a question. I got to the university. I entered through engineering. I was to do engineering. And in my year one, I was troubled at some point. I said, God, why am I created? What is the purpose of my creation? That question, because I like to ask important questions before I do anything I want to do. So I asked myself, why am I created? What is the purpose of my creation? And then I started praying in school. Thank God all of you know that Convener University is a Christian university, so it's owned by winners. And somewhere along the line, God started showing me, and then I had go into the media space in year one, and I've already started engineering. I like go into media space. How am I going to start that now? University that I got under scholarship. It's not that my parents have money to pay for Convener University, so I got it under scholarship. And then, is it possible for me to now switch to media or maybe mass communication or the likes? I said, okay, no problem. So I continued engineering and I started media. I joined the media team in year one and I started working with them and so on. And then somewhere along the line, the dean of the human resource department called me and said, Are you Emmanuel? I said, yes. I heard that you are the one doing final year project, a mass communication final year project for 400 level students. I said, yes, I actually thought maybe I've committed crime and I needed to be punished. But he said, no, come to mass communication. We want you. We want you here. I said, so I'm in engineering. I can't leave engineering. He said, okay. I told them, I said, I'm going to finish engineering because that's why I came into the school. And then I found my way. But while I was in school, I was very, very useful to the media space. And then it got to a point, Bishop Oyedepo had to call me, and I became his personal cameraman, at least for some years. Shiloh, every time he's coming, I handle the camera and everything. I was so excited, and I was doing it. And then I finished engineering, and then God told me, now time officially to start my field. So for me to be here today, it's because of that question I asked, purpose of my creation, and God answered. And now today, I've been running medias ever since then, till date. But it's not just media, God's work. Today we are talking about King's business. I started it also right there inside the church. It's very, very important, and that's why I'm going to spend a little time to talk about the King's with the work. This particular day, I wore my best suit. I was